TV KPM.
Hi everybody, you are now watching Did It TV KPM together with me, Yang Lisha. So the subject today we're going to talk about this episode is about information system development and database system. Before we start, let's get to know our teacher a little bit better. Here you go. Let's welcome Puan Noorainun all the way from College Tingkatan 6 Haji Zainul Abidin Penang. So wow, teacher, actually I'm very excited to know about what we're going to learn today. So would you please tell us and share with us what are we focusing on the syllabus today?
Okay, hi Lisa. I'm here today to share with you some tips and strategies to help you to gain maximum marks in answering STPM ICT semester 3 paper. So let's start with our first slide. Okay, so our course is about ICT, Information System Development and Database, where you learn in semester 3. Okay, first I will brief to you the examination format. As you all know, we have two sections in this paper. One is section A and section B. In section A, we have marks allocated at 35 marks and student must answer all 5 structured questions. It's a compulsory question and you must answer all. Okay, for section B, marks allocated is 15 marks and we have 2 long essay questions and you have to choose only one. So here you have to make wise choice, okay, before you answer the question. These 2 sections you must be answered within 1 hour and 30 minutes. Okay, so don't waste time in answering all the questions because you only have to answer 6 questions. Next, okay, what are the content of ICT course that you learn in semester 3? So in semester 3, okay, you are given 6 months to study and these are the content that you learn. Okay, the first one is Information System Development, followed by System Development Life Cycle, and then Fundamental of Relational Database Scheme System and Database System Planning, Design and Administration, and the last chapter will be Query Language. Okay, usually I will go through all the content because you have learned this long time ago. So I think I better recall your knowledge so that when I go through the question, easier for you to answer. Okay, so we proceed. Okay, the first chapter is about information system development. What we learn here, okay, there are 4 topics in this chapter, a very small chapter, beginning chapter. So we learn about purpose of analysis system and design, manual system versus computerized system. The third topic is personnel in system development information system, and the 4th one will be type of information system. Okay, so in this chapter, you have to read, you have to remember because you will be tested with your knowledge. Okay. Okay, so I did some analysis, 5 years analysis starting from 2016 until 2020. Okay, for chapter 1, right? Question that came out is in year 2016, 19 and 20. Okay, so the question will be mostly in section A. Okay, for the second chapter, System Development Life Cycle, this is a very big chapter and what you learn in this chapter is all 5 phases of System Development Life Cycle. So starting with planning phase, analysis phase, design phase, implementation phase and maintenance phase. So what is important in this chapter is that you must know all the personnel involved, you must know the activities, and you must know about the deliverable of each phase. Okay, let's look at the question. Okay, see, starting from 2016 until 2020, there are a lot of questions came out. More than one question, and all the question is in section A. Okay, and look at the marks given, quite a lot. Okay, so please make sure you master the topic in chapter 2. Okay, we move on to chapter 3, fundamental of relational database system. Okay, here you have learned about the data, all about data, the importance of data, types of data operation, characteristics of data, data hierarchy, database system, DBMS, importance of database system, component of database system, function of database component, database versus file processing system, and component of key and data integrity. So in this chapter, again, you have to study, you have to remember, and they will test your knowledge. Okay. Next, we look at the analysis. Okay, so from 2016 to 2020, only 3 years, the question came out, and all question came out in section A, right? Okay, next. So for the 4th chapter, database system planning and design administration, okay, this is a very important chapter. Okay, why it is important? Because you will be tested of your knowledge in analyze, in synthesis, in apply. All the models, all the diagram that you have learned here. Okay, so the question that came out in 2016, 19 and 20, and mostly will be in section B. Okay, we know that section B, the marks given 15 marks, so make sure you can get maximum 15 marks. Don't make mistake here. Okay, next. Okay, the last one will be query language. Okay, in query language, you will write command, SQL command on editing, deleting, updating, arranging, retrieving, create table, and define views. Okay, so very important here, you must use correct command. Okay, so it's something like what you have learned in semester 2, the programming language. So here you must use the correct command. So maybe problem to the student, they do not know which one to write, which command to write. Okay, so please avoid making mistake here. All the commas, all the semicolon must be there, all the brackets must be there. Okay, so look at the question. Every year there will be one question in this chapter, and mostly are in section B. Marks given, very big mark. Okay, 10 marks, 6 marks, 15, and 10 marks. So make sure you get all those marks. Okay, so this is the analysis summary. Okay, just now I show you in according to topics. So this one I put it in summary. Okay, let's look at the question. Chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so mostly all chapters will be evaluated, will be tested. So no spot question. You cannot spot any question. So you just read all the chapters, remember, and you do your part, analyze, you synthesis, you apply all the concept in the question. All right?
So basically, teacher, this is just to recap what you have learned. So coming up next, Puan Noorainun will give us a brief on the tips to mastering the answering skills, right?
Yes,
so let's take a break, and coming back to Didik TV KPM.
Didik TV KPM. Didik TV KPM.
Welcome back to Didik TV KPM. So what's next? We're going to learn about. Puan Noorainun, over to you.
Okay, students. Okay, now I will share with you tips and strategies in answering section A. Okay, let's look at the first tip. Okay, so the first tip, as usual, when you get your question, okay, don't get so excited. Sometimes you read the question, you say, oh, it's very easy. So you get excited. So please calm down. Okay, you read the question carefully. First tip, read the question carefully and identify the verbs. Okay, because you have to answer according to what they ask for. So look for the verbs. So these are the example of verb that might be asked, might be used in the question. Okay, for example, state, meaning, describe, compare, explain, discuss, list, name, identify, SQL expression, draw, or give example. So, your answer must be based on what they ask. If they ask for state, you just state one sentence. Okay, don't elaborate. Because if you elaborate, you are wasting your time. Okay, if they ask for describe, so they're asking for a very long answer. So you elaborate. Okay, don't answer short answer, so you will lose mark. Okay, if they ask for list, then you give it in point form, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, if they ask for example, then you give example. And then if they ask for draw, draw with correct symbol. Okay, if possible, you have to label your drawing. Okay, and then for SQL expression, you have to use the correct command. Okay, so we look at the question. And we look at the next tips. Okay, look at the marks allocated, answer accordingly. So actually, the marks that allocated will give you some, let's say, guidance. Okay, how long is your answer? How elaborate I have to do? So you just look at the marks given, and then if the question asking for comparing, compare A and B. Okay, so you are advised to do it in table form. Okay, why? Because we want to make sure that your answer can be read, can be compared neatly and clearly by the examiner. Okay, if you write it in essay form, okay, what happened? The examiner might miss your point. Okay, because maybe it's so messy, cannot compare. So better do it in table form. Okay, compare left column and right column is better. Okay, and then the tip number 4, most answers are in point form. Remember, ICT paper is only 1 hour and 50 minutes. 1 hour and 30 minutes. So don't waste your time. So write in point form or structured type of answer. Avoid writing in essay. And then next, I advise, so from one question to another question, please leave some space. Okay, because you can ask for paper if you have finished using all the pages. Okay, so don't try to jimat lah. Okay, so you can ask for paper. So leave space. Okay, maybe for your information, ICT paper actually will be marked online. So your paper will be scanned and then sent to the examiner, and then they will mark online. So if your work is messy, okay, maybe the examiner cannot see your answer clearly, properly. So you might lose mark. Okay, so the last one is use correct symbol for drawing. Alright. So let's look at the first question. So we analyze the first question. Okay, so the first question that I gave you is STPM question, real STPM question, right? So the first one, determination of user requirement is one of the activity in analysis phase of system development. Discuss 2 methods to obtain the user requirement. So this one is from chapter 2. Okay, system development life cycle. The phase is analysis phase. So you must know what are the activities in analysis phase. So question asking for discuss. So the verb here is discuss. So longer answer needed. And then how many points to discuss? 2 methods. So 2 methods to discuss and marks given 4. So we can assume that 1 point, 2 marks. So you have to discuss 2 points. Alright. Okay, so how to write? Usually, like my student, they will face problem how to write, how to do the layout. That's their problem. Okay, so the verb, marks, and also how many answers needed. Okay, so these are the suggested answer. Asking for 2, but I give more. Alright, so the answer is asking for method. So the answer is questionnaire. So the first method is questionnaire. Okay, so you get mark there. And then question asks you to discuss. Then you give some points about questionnaire. So questionnaire, what is questionnaire? It's a set of written question often sent to a large number of people. That's it.
It's a very straightforward, right?
Yes, very straightforward. Okay, so next one, observation. Okay, next method is observation. So what is observation? Watch process being performed. So you see in the organization how the data flow from one department to another department. You observe and then you jot down. And then another answer, interview. So interview is most respondent to meet respondent to discuss and answer question. Okay, so this is how we write. In point form, in number, just 1, 2, 3. Don't write in essay form. That's what I meant. Don't write in essay form. Okay, so I shall proceed with the next example. Okay, so this is another example with different verb used in the question. Okay, you are given a situation here. College admission application system works as follows. So you are given all the points there. Read carefully the points. Information are given in the question. So read properly. Okay, so the first one. Student send an application form which contain personal detail and program of choice. Okay, the application form is sent to the faculty for evaluation. The acceptance or rejection decision is then released by the faculty. Next, an offer or rejection letter is then sent to the student. So very clearly we can see the flow. Now, transform what I have written in the sentences to a context diagram. Okay, first of all, student must know what is context diagram. If they don't know what is context diagram, they cannot answer this. Okay, so I will guide you how to draw the context diagram. Marks given 4. Alright, so first, okay, you must identify the data source. Okay, in this question, the data source is student because student send application, and another data source is faculty because faculty will evaluate. Alright, so after you identify the data source, then you identify the system. So the symbol used for system is like this. And then you must write number, which is 0. This is for context diagram. And then how I get this? This one is given in the question. Okay, where is it? It's given in the question. Okay, college admission application system is given. So just copy that. Alright, then you have to arrange it. Alright, so we follow this arrangement. Okay, the first one, people who send the data. Second one in the middle will be the system, and then the third one will be the another data source. So we arrange like this. Okay, mostly will be like this. Okay, next, just join the symbol with arrow and write notes. So make sure your notes is in nouns. Don't write in verb. Must be in nouns to show that how data flow. So this is the suggested answer. Okay, so actually I transform what given in sentence to this drawing, context diagram. Student send personal detail to the system, then the system will process, and then system send this application detail to the faculty will do the selection and then send back to the system, and then the system will produce letter and then send to the student. This is how we draw context diagram. Okay, maybe question will ask for data flow diagram. This is another part of this. Data flow diagram is much more longer. Okay, you have to split this to a few more processes. Okay, so it will be longer lah. Okay, so I don't discuss data flow diagram here. Okay, next we look at example 3. Another question. Good data is important to user in order to make correct decision. Okay, so you are given some information about data. And then question asks, describe. Okay, describe means long answer. 3 characteristics of good data. Marks given 6 marks. So we know that 2 marks for each. All right. Okay, so how to write? Again, no essay, please. No essay. So you write something like this. Okay, you state the characteristic of good data. Okay, accuracy. Okay, so what is accuracy? So you write the point for accuracy. And then next, validity. So what is validity? So you write the points for validity. And then so on. Okay, I give more. Okay, timeliness, relevance, completeness. Okay, so this is how we write. Okay, so we proceed with example 4. Okay, so this one, again, a scenario is given. A clinic wishes to develop database system on patient and so on. Doctor and medical report. A patient may undergo many examinations by only one doctor at a time. Likely, a doctor may perform examination on many patients, but only one patient will be recorded on each examination, the date, the time, and the name of the examination. Okay, so when you read, maybe you look like confusing. So many things inside. Okay, don't worry. Okay, write a relational schema based on above scenario, indicate the primary key of each entity. Okay, marks given 9. A lot. Okay, so before you write, you look at the question first. Sometimes same scenario, different question. So now the question asking for relational schema. So if you do not know what is relational schema, then you cannot answer this. Okay, first identify the entity. So in this question, they say patient, doctor, and medical report are the entity. Then okay, you list out all the attributes. So at least 3 to 4 attributes for each entity. Then you link the primary key with the foreign key. Okay, and then you have already connected all the 3 relation here. And then from the relation that you have done here, just copy back in relational schema, and then you write something like this. Okay, patient, bracket, and then you list down all. Okay, so this one actually you can write 3 to 4 enough. And then don't forget to underline the primary key to indicate that that is the primary key. And then the second relational schema, doctor ID is the primary key. And then the last one, medical record, medical code is the primary key. And also don't forget to write the foreign key. Okay, so that will be 4 examples that I shared with you how to answer in section A.
Alright, let's take a break and see you after this at Didik TV KPM.
Didik TV KPM. Didik TV KPM.
Welcome back to Didik TV KPM, and now Puan Noorainun gonna share with us the tips to answer section B, right?
Yes.
Over to you.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. Okay, student, are you okay? So shall we start with the section B? Okay, now I will show you some tips and strategies in answering section B. Alright, so for section B, okay, the question will be long question. Usually scenario will be given because student will be tested how to analyze question, how to synthesis and apply. So they will be given a scenario. Okay, so when they give scenario, please sketch. Okay, you sketch on your paper, okay, the sample answers, and then choose wisely which one to answer, question number 6 or question number 7. Don't answer both. If you answer both, what happen? Only the first one will be marked. So you're wasting time. Alright, and then avoid making mistakes. So student lose mark if they miss out any steps or notes. Usually this one for drawing. Okay, student might miss marks there. Okay, so I continue. Tips for SQL. So I focus on SQL, the query language. Okay, so before you write the query language, look at the question. They will give you attribute name. So if you want to answer, please use the name given. Don't simply change what given in the question. So you must use 100% what given in the question. And then tips number 2, make sure you select the correct attribute for display and condition. Okay, and then the number 3, make sure, okay, when you write the coding, from, where, order by are used in correct sequence. Okay, meaning you write from first and then followed by where and then followed by order by. Okay, if you change the order, so it will be syntax error. And then make sure to write codes, okay, for certain data type. Usually the codes will be written for variable char or char. If your data is integer type, don't write in quotes, it's wrong. Okay, and then finally is you must write semicolon at the end of your command. Don't forget. Okay, next. Okay, let's look at the question. The following relational schema indicates the number of assignment that has to be submitted by student in particular term. So you are given 3 relational schema. Okay, the first one is assignment, followed by the attributes. Okay, and they underline the assignment number to show that that is the primary key. And then student number is the primary key. And then submit, we have 2 foreign key there, assignment number and student number, followed by total hour. So you have to, this is the question. Okay, so they are asking from this situation given, okay, they are asking for create a view, name good assignment for assignment with more than 500 words. Okay, so what they want actually, they want you to create view, okay, and the name of the view is good assignment. And what is the condition? The condition is the word count must be more than 500 words. 7 marks given, a lot. Okay, so make sure you write in correct syntax to get all 7 marks. Okay, next, list student name in order of youngest to the eldest. Okay, so they indirectly they ask you to sort the data. Okay, sort the student's name according to their date of birth. Okay, so here they are testing your knowledge how you use the condition. Okay, marks given 5. And then the last one is erase the record on student which the student number is 0012. Okay, so how to answer this? The first one. Okay, so here I use a different font to show that that is the command. Okay, create view is a reserved word, followed by good assignment is the name given in the question. And then S is a reserved word. Okay, so next line, okay, it's okay if you write here, but it is neat if you write next line. Select, star stands for all, select all, because in the question they did not state which attribute to list. So we understood that select all. Okay, from assignment where, so this is the condition, assignment word count more than 5,000 and with semicolon. That's it. 7 marks for this. A lot.
Looks simple, but
a lot, yeah. Okay.
It's quite heavy.
Yes. So they have to practice. They must practice so that it will be easy for them. Alright. Okay. Next question, asking for sort the data according to date of birth. So select. Okay. They're asking for name. So select name. From student. Order by. Okay. So this is. Student must know what to use, okay, to sort. So order by which attribute? Order by student date of birth. Okay, next challenge, is it ascending or descending? Because question asking, you arrange the data from youngest to eldest. So maybe student might write ascending because youngest to eldest are ascending, right? But according to date of birth, the year.
Oh,
the latest year.
That is the tricky part.
Yes, tricky part. Yes. Okay, so student, please read the question carefully.
I see.
Okay, next. This is easy. Okay, to delete, just delete from the table student where the student number 0012. Alright, okay, and with semicolon. That's all. Okay, now normalization. This is quite challenging, normalization. Tips for normalization. Okay, so you have to normalize relation given. Analyze the relation given by looking at the data in the table. Okay, so usually you will be given in table form. If you are not given in table form, you might be given in relational schema. Either one, in table or relational schema. Okay, so if given in the table form, just analyze the table and then evaluate if there are any repeating group to determine which normal form is that relation currently is. Okay, if the relation is in not normalized yet, okay, we call it zero normal form, or if it is in first normal form, second normal form, or third normal form. Because in each normal form, there will be condition. If it fulfills that condition, then you say, okay, this relation is in second normal form because blah blah blah. Okay. And then the third one, determine the function dependency. So there are three function dependency: full, partial, and transitive. Functional dependency means you have to write the primary key, followed by arrow, followed by the attribute. That is functional dependency. And then step number 4, functional normalization. The relation given until all the attribute fully depend on primary key. And no repeating group exists. In each normal form, write the complete schema. This is important because students might miss this. They don't write the schema. Okay, so this is very important. In each normal form, write the complete schema. And then if there is no change of schema for relation from the previous normal form, rewrite the same schema to the new normal form. This is very important. Number 5 and number 6 is important. Okay, let's look at this example. You are given a table and then you analyze the table. So repeating group means in one cell must have only one data. If you have 2 or 3 data, means repeating. So in this table, database designer analyzed the data and found out the most appropriate primary key comprising the student ID and subject code. So they give some information. And then question asking for full functional dependency, partial functional dependency, and transitive dependency. Okay, so how to write dependency? I told you just now. Okay, number 2, normalize. Okay, after you identify the dependency, you normalize to third normal form. Okay, so the suggested answer. For full functional dependency, you must make sure all the attributes fully depend on its primary key. Okay, so the answer is student ID and subject code. Both are primary key where grade is fully depends on them. So this is functional, full functional dependency. For the second one, partial. Partial means half-half. Half depends on the first primary key, another half depends on another primary key. So we have 2. Okay, so student ID, student name, class, student guard, and guard telephone number are depends on student ID. Subject and teacher are depend on subject code. So this is partial dependency. Okay, for the third one, transitive dependency means both must be attribute. Both attribute depends on each other. Okay, it's not depending on primary key, it's depending on each other. So cannot. So this is the answer. Okay, telephone, guard telephone depends on student guard. So telephone will exist when the student guard exists. Alright. The next one, you have to write relation. Okay, so you have write the reason. Relation student guard is in first normal form because no repeating group. Okay, next, in second normal form, relation student guard is not in second normal form because partial dependency exists. So you rewrite from the functional dependency in previous question, you write in relational schema. Then you get this. Okay, and then for third normal form, relation subject and result are in third normal form. Okay, subject and result are already in third normal form, but student is not in third normal form. So you have to remove the third normal form, remove the transitive dependency for only student relation. The rest two don't do anything. It's already in third normal form. So after you do the remove the transitive dependency, then you get the one, and then you cannot use student relation name. You must rename it. So I put student 1. Cannot use the same name. Okay, so student 1, I take out the guard telephone and guard student guard, so it will be in different relation. Okay, and these two copy back. Just copy back. Okay, if you like miss out this one, then you lose mark. That's why I highlighted here. No, if no change, just rewrite. Okay. And then for ER diagram, describe the notation. This is usually common mistake done by students. Okay, they will mix up with this student notation. Chan and Crowfoot, they will mix up. They will use both. Cannot. You just choose one. Which one you want? Chan or Crowfoot? Determine. Okay, and then use the correct symbol for the notation, name the entity and its attribute correctly, state the primary key by using underline, and label each relationship using verb. Okay, relationship must be verb. One single word if possible. Don't write in sentence wrong. Okay, so this is the question given. You read. Okay, you can see actually the follow the situation there, the scenario there. Okay, from here you write the ER diagram. Okay, so question asking for entities and attribute, relationship and cardinality and primary key, all 15 marks for section B. Okay, so easy to get mark actually. You cannot get 0 here. Easy to get mark. Alright, so first, okay, in the question, they said product made up of component. So you draw first the ER diagram. Remember, your ER diagram must be from left to right, top to bottom. Okay, you cannot read from bottom to up. It's wrong. You read left to right. Okay. After that, we have another relationship. Okay, after you draw the ER diagram for the first part, you put the cardinality. Okay, so I put 1, n. So here I use Chan notation. Okay, I use Chan. Okay, 1, n. Okay, this one, when we read, each component is used for one or many products. How to read this ER diagram? So how I get this actually is in the question. I just extract. Okay, each component is used for one or more product, and then this one, the product are made up of many components. Okay, so the cardinality is that one. Supplier supply component. So each supplier could supply only one or any component, many, and then the component are supplied by one or more suppliers. So the cardinality will be like this, and then finally, then only you write the attributes, so that it won't be messy. Okay, so this is the suggested answer. Okay, for attribute, you put 3 or 4 attribute enough. Okay, if you put a lot, it will be messy. Okay. So that's all I could share with you, tips for section B.
Thank you very much, Puan Noorainun, for sharing us the tips to answer the question in section B. Let's take a break and come back soon to Didik TV KPM.
Didik TV KPM. Didik TV KPM.
Welcome back to Didik TV KPM. Over to you, Puan Noorainun.
Okay, student, I hope you are still with me, and I will share with you the last part of my tips and strategies in answering semester 3 paper. Alright. Okay, So remember, you did your assignment. I hope you have finished your assignment. But this assignment not just done and submit to your teacher, but actually you have to remember what you did, because question might be asked in the exam. Okay, so recall the report done in developing information system. So what you have done in your report, for example, problem statement, objective, methodologies, Gantt chart, structure chart, you have done. Okay, why they ask in exam? Because they want to make sure you do this assignment yourself. So if you do yourself, then you will remember what you have done. Correct? Okay, so that's why. All right, because we know students are smart. Nowadays, students are very smart. They might ask help from outsiders to do the assignment because they have to produce system, information system. Okay, so example. So I give you an example given for this assignment. Yeah. Okay, so you're given a scenario like this. If you read this question, it's similar to your assignment question. Okay, the Quality Express Sdn Bhd is a bus company that is currently operating in Klang Valley. Okay, relevant information about buses, their journeys, destination are stored manually and in computer-based filing systems such as electronic spreadsheet, word processor. As a result, managing and accessing the information are time-consuming and labor-intensive. So they give problem there. Okay, so the current system is considered outdated as it does not offer online booking system which allow payment using credit card via internet banking. So all the information are given actually in the question. Okay, at the moment, much effort and cost are focused on routine operational tasks such as data entry, other clerical works, okay, as the company need to expand their business. With the next 10 months, it is important for the company to have an automated system to perform the routine of the work. Okay, so you are hired system analyst to develop a new information system called Bus Management Information System. So this is a scenario given. So now look at the question. What they want? Okay, write the problem statement for the bus management information system. It's in the question just now. Okay, marks 3. And then draw Gantt chart. Okay, if the question forgot how to draw the Gantt chart, then 3 marks gone.
Okay.
Okay, so the problem statement. Okay, this is my suggestion. Okay, you write in point form, current issue. Okay, all these are from the question. System is done manually, so many routine are involved, time consuming, system outdated, disturb the routine of the company. So it will affect the business, cannot give good services. And how to solve this problem? Provide automated system to perform the routine work, and you update the system, offer online banking system which will allow payment using credit card via online banking. So everything in the question, just take it out. Okay, this is example for Gantt chart. Okay, you have done this in your assignment. Okay, this one empty, but you try to fill in. Okay, start date, end date, duration, how long, and then you put the month, how many months, 2 months, 3 months, up to you. And then the task name according to your task name. Okay, system planning, system analysis, system design, and so on until finally you write report. Okay, that's all for Gantt chart. And then remember how to draw the structure chart if the question asks you to draw the structure chart. Okay, I think that's all about question related to assignment.
So, madam, does that mean that you have to keep it as simple as possible and then straight to the point unless the question asks you to like elaborate or give you examples?
Yeah, that's true. Because the time is very limited, 1 hour 30 minutes. You cannot waste time. That's I will advise you, don't waste time.
Understood. Impressive. It's actually totally a new thing for me, to be honest. And then we learn about everything, and then most importantly is the tips to answer the question. So got it, everyone? And then we thank you again, Puan Noorainun, again to be here today all the way from Penang. And then hopefully it is beneficial to all of you there. Hope to see you again in our next chapter. Goodbye.
Bye.